Time for announcements. The Global Leadership Summit is this Thursday and Friday, and let me share a story with you. One of the speakers talked about what it's like to work at Netflix and how they're going to build this set of rules that governs the culture of Netflix. They went through discussions about when can you fly first class, when should you fly coach, when should you fly in that day or the day before and stay overnight. They talked about a group of VPs that were talking about an easy rule, no stealing. And then one of the VPs said, well, last week, I was here working late to get a project done, and I was gonna be so late I wouldn't have time to stop at home to get food. So I took a box of cereal home to give to my kids. That was stealing. Am I fired? And they looked around and they go, well, no, you're not fired. You're doing what's in the best interest of the company. And so they kind of stepped back, and this book was written called No Rules Rules, because they go, the rule can't be to not steal, because that was stealing, but it was in the best benefit of Netflix for her to stay there longer and do that work. So their rule became do what's best for the company. Sometimes you have a presentation you have to do today and you have to fly in today. You need to be at your best, so maybe you fly first class. If you're giving the presentation tomorrow, fly coach, stay overnight, and give the presentation tomorrow. What's in the best interest of the company? It's not always money, it could be something else. I just love this, and I think about it all the time, how it changes the perspective of rules and changes the perspective of what you're doing for an organization. I was telling Jim about this, and he goes, he thinks about this one restaurant that's on Madison Avenue in New York City that used to not be on the top 50 restaurants of the world. And they changed to such an extent that they decided they wanted to have radical hospitality. And it changed them from not being on the list to the next year being the 50th on the list, the worst of the top 50. And the next year, they were number one because they leaned into radical hospitality. What a story. The GLS has people like this that share their stories and motivates you to think differently and act differently. Join us for the GLS this Thursday and Friday. I'll see you at the summit. Saturday, August 23rd at 10 o'clock is our next Synergy meeting. Our Synergy meeting is the time that the leaders of the church get to come together to be on the same page, talk big vision, big picture things. So if you're one of the leaders of the church, the welcome, the missions, the outreach, if you're one of these leaders, join us August 23rd at 10 a.m. for our next Synergy meeting. August 31st, Kids Connect is having a party. It's our back to school party, transitioning from summer to school. There's gonna be games, food, it'll be loads of fun. So join us August 31st for our back to school Kids Connect party. That's it for today.